Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm gonna teach you how to improve your Roblox animations. So that's enough talking for me, and let's get started with this tutorial. Alright, so what you wanna do first is you wanna start by getting a rig. You wanna get an R6 rig. Now that you got the rig, you wanna open Moon Animator, the plugin Moon Animator. So now that we got the plugin, all you want to start is you want to select the rig. So it pops up like this on Moon Animator. It should say R6 new rig animation. It should highlight cyan blue. So now after you see that, you want to click new rig animation, and after that, yeah, you should be ready to start. So for this tutorial, a walking animation, we want to try to make it a little bit better. So you will think the average walking animation would just be this. So yeah, you would think this is this is the basic way to do a walking animation, but I'm gonna show you how to improve that. So all you want to do, let's just start from like scratch. So you see the rig, how it starts by walking like this, right? You want to keep that as the first frame. Alright, and for a walking animation, you always want to start by doing every 15 frames. If it feels more slower than you can do lower frames, but I'll recommend 50 frames or 10 frames. For this tutorial, I'm gonna do 10 frames. So 10 frames. So every 10 frames, you move the character cycle of walking cycle. So for the first frame, which is 0 frames, you just want to keep the character like this, and also like for extra details, you can make the character bending down or bending up, however you want. But it's always optional. It's your choice. But for now, I'm just gonna make it like this, bending down, and also the same with the head. You can make it look up or down. But for now, I'm gonna make it just standing at the ground. But after that, all right. Now that we got everything set up for the first frame, we have everything ready for the first frame. Now we want to move on to the second frame, which is 10 frames. So you just want to move you can just click on where it shows the frames, which is highlighted in like a cyan blue box, like small box, and just hold your mouse hold left click, and then move it back for frame 10. And then after that, you wanna move the avatar a few frames. So you see closer to your mouse that there's a box that says that shows a number, and it shows the mode and the space. You want to look at the number. So for a walking animation, every 10 frames, I'll recommend moving the box 0.552. It doesn't have to be accurate, but just make sure you move the box. Just move it to the direction you want to move. Just move it every 0.500 frames, or I'm not sure, pixels, but whatever it's called. But just move it to 0.500 or above. That's how it works. Doesn't matter if you don't get it perfect. So that's how it's gonna work. And then now for the second frame, you wanna make an extra frame for the walking animation. Instead of just doing left and right, you wanna add a little bit extra of movement. So what I mean by that is, you can try moving the arms and legs like this. Instead of just doing this in front, you can just move this a little bit. I'll recommend like 14 frames. That should be good enough for 10 frames. Every 14 frames, just move the arm and legs like that. And for the legs, this is the tricky part. For the legs, it's gonna be a little bit different. So for this leg, you wanna move it down all the, like just a little bit. So just move it a little bit down, where it touches the floor, at least, like right there, where it touches the floor. Right here, that's where you want to move the leg. And also you want to make sure it touches the floor. If it doesn't touch the floor, you can always just move the leg up and down so it touches the floor. That's how I'm gonna make it That's gonna make it a little bit better. And for this leg, since you're touching the floor, you want to move this leg a little bit up, like just a little bit up, like at least like -8.14 or above, obviously. Since you're out, you know it never, you're not always gonna get it perfect. Sometimes you can get it perfect, but not always. After that, if you wanna do like a little bit extras, like just move the torso a little bit up or down if you want. That's completely up to you. That's what I'm not gonna do that since I'm gonna usually leave that. Usually, what I do is I leave that part at the end of the animation. So when I'm done with the walking, with the legs and arms, I will start adding the extra details for it. All right. So now after that, you want to move on to the second next frame, which is 20 frames. Move on to the 20 frames, and now for this one, you want to highlight the avatar. To do that, you can just press B, and it will work. That's how you highlight an avatar. If you don't want to highlight it, then you can just press B again, and it will disappear. But you want to highlight this part. All right, now you want to move the rig again. You want to move it 0.500 or above. Doesn't matter. But it has to be at least like 500, at least 0.500, at least for 10 frames. And after that, you wanna start now by moving the legs a little bit. For this part, I'm gonna leave the legs for last. But for the arms, you simply do the same thing I already did. So for example, you see how we moved the arms back. You wanna do it again. The same amount of frames, so just move it to -14 and above. But I'll just leave it at -14, just like a number that's similar to that. Just move it there, -14, and okay, I don't understand. Okay, let me just move that. Yeah, just make it a -14. That'll be amazing. And yeah, that's how the arms should be animated. Okay, and now for the legs. This is where it gets tricky. All right, so for this leg, this leg is gonna be not that hard. Just try to make this part connect with this part. So you just wanna move the leg all the way here. You can always try doing this, or you can also do this. You can try to connecting this part with this part. So you wanna just get it as close as you can, right there, like as close as you can. And if it doesn't hit the floor, then you know what you can just do. You can move the leg up and down so it touches the floor. Alright. Now that you got that leg ready, now we'll do the other leg. For this other leg, you wanna move it a little bit up, just like 5.28. That's how much I would do. And then now you wanna move the leg up just a little bit, just like a little bit right here, and then move it a little bit like down, just like right there. That should be good enough. That should be it. That's like the second extra animation that you should add to your walking animations. All right, and now after that, you wanna move to the next frame, which is 30 frames, and then you wanna highlight the avatar, the rig again. You wanna move another 0.500 frames. And then the same thing we just keep doing with the leg, just move it. So you wanna do the same thing like we did last step. Try to connect these this one with this one, just lower like this. And yeah, and if it's not touching the ground, you can make it touch the ground if necessary. But for now, I don't need it since it is touching the ground. So let's see now. And for this leg, all you want to do is move this a little bit, just like a 9 or 10. That should be good enough. And then move this higher. That's how it works. And now for the arms, just basically do the same thing. Just move every 14 frames. All right, so just maybe move every 14 frame. -14. There you go. So that's how it works. All right, now let's move on to the fourth frame, which is the 40 keyframes. All right, now you want to highlight the avatar again, and you want to move this 0.500 again. And for this part, you want to do the same thing for this leg, but I'm going to show you a different way for the other leg. You want to do this and just like line it as close as you can and make the legs touch the ground so it doesn't make your avatar look like it's levitating. All right, and now for this leg. This is what we're gonna do for this. Now you wanna move it like a little bit, like 51 at least, 51. Like just make the leg look like this, and now you wanna move the leg a little bit backwards, like right here. Just move it in there, right there, and then you wanna move the leg down. You wanna make it touch the floor, like that. Like it has to touch the floor. If it doesn't touch the floor, you can always move it down. But also make sure, here's another thing, don't always, like, here's my recommendation, just don't always get don't make the legs look like this. It might make your animation, it will probably look cool if you're like okay with it, but I'm not okay with that, so I'll just do it like that. It's my way of animating, but that's just like a recommendation. All right. Anyways, now that we are done with the legs, we just keep doing the same with the arms. But for now, it's gonna be a little bit different. Instead of doing negative 14 frames, you're gonna do 5. So every 5 frames, to move it down a bit. Just move it down like every 5. There you go. That should be good. All right, and now you got the first part of the animation done, which is the left side, the left walk cycle. Which is the left walk? Oh, it's the right walk. The right cycle. Which that's how you okay, wait. That's how it works, guys. That's how it works. Got the first cycle. Now we want to do the left cycle. For the left cycle, it's basically the same thing, and just the opposite. Just currently do the opposite for the other leg, but it's basically the same thing. So after that, I'm gonna do the left cycle again, but after that, I'm gonna show you some tips and tricks we can do, like some extra details so you can add to the you can do it to the torso or to the head, but I'll do that after I do the left cycle. All right, now that we got the animation ready, so this is basically how a walking animation should look like for our sits. So if it doesn't look smoother to you, here's a few ways you can make it smoother. Here's a few ways. So the first way is that you can try reducing the amount of frames you can use. So right now we're using 10. You can try using 5 every 5. You can try moving the animation every 5 frames. If it's too fast, you can just increase the frames. So that's how it works. Decrease the frames right now, since like it's a little bit slower than smoother. So you can try doing that. Okay, so the other way you can make this smoother is you can also do this. There's 2 ways to do this. So the first way is you can try using the first way and the second way combined together. So you decrease the frames until it looks a little bit smoother than that. But as you can see, it looks like he's just straight walking. So to improve that, you can try selecting all frames. Just select the frames that are in the middle, and you want to click M. What will that do? That will cut the frames in halves, or it will cut the frames like half and half. And the more times you press the button, the more times it cuts the frames. And what it does, it makes more like extra frames. That makes the animation a little bit smoother. So as you can see, it looks a little bit smoother than what we were seeing before. Like you can see the difference. You can see the difference from this. You can see the difference. Now that we got all this ready out of the tutorial, I'm gonna teach you some tips and tricks that I personally learned from experience. So a tip I learned is that usually if you don't animate the torso or the head, it's just gonna look a little bit like just a person walking with no movement. So what you wanna do here, you wanna move every 10 frames, and you wanna move the torso just a little bit, like 3, every 3. Just do that. Just at least do that every single time. before it hits, like just do it every time before it hits the floor. So you want to move it now down, four, just want to move it a little faster. So do 4, and then just increase and decrease to 2, and then go back to 3. And now for the head, for the head, you basically do the same thing, but it's always gonna be up to you. It depends what type of animation, what type of walking, what are you gonna make the character do. So for example, if the character's looking like another way or another, yeah, you can also do that. You can animate that. But for now, I'm just gonna make the character sync with the torso. But I'm just gonna move it at least like a few like frames, just 15 frames. I'm gonna move it 5 sits instead of 3. And after that, your animation should look like this. If the head moves a little bit faster than you usually should do, you can always try decreasing the amount of times you're moving the head. So you can also try to do this. You can decrease the keyframes. Instead of 6, you can do 3. Instead of 3, you can do 2. However you like it. But that's how you should be animating the head. So this is how you make your animation smoother, and it should look something like this. If your animations look like this, then it means you've done a great job, and you should be proud of it yourself, because this is really a good tip that I will give to beginner animators if they want to make smooth animations. So anyways guys, that's the end of the video and the tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you found this video and tutorials was helpful, I would really appreciate if you hit the like button and you hit the subscribe button. Just smash the like button and subscribe, guys. That will show me a lot of support from you guys, and I will really appreciate it from that. But anyways guys, that's enough from all of this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you on the next tutorial. Bye guys, have a great day.